today we're talking about compliance, and I was saying it's the best of times, it's the worst of times. We all want compliance. Sometimes we can't get it. And I would love to hear, we've been talking about it a little bit this week, but I would love to hear from an expert about your thoughts on teaching compliance.
Good question. Well, there's a few thoughts on that. First of all, you want to make sure that the instructions that you're giving your child when it comes to compliance are things that they know how to do.
Okay.
So you're not teaching them language at the same time as teaching them compliance. If they don't know what the word stop means, if they don't know what the word come here means, or these simple instructions, we can't just take it for granted and assume that they understand them. So you'll want to teach those and get those under instructional control first, with them getting it. Then there becomes the issue of, okay, they know what I'm asking for or telling them to do, but they're choosing not to. So what does that even sound like? Is there something that pops up to you? Because you know how to do it, but you're not doing it. What's the problem?
Well, to me, the first thing that comes up in mind, you're not making it worth my while.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing it, it's not worth it to me.
What's the payoff?
Yeah, what's the paycheck for me?
Where's the reinforcer?
Yes.
Why should I bother to do that thing you want me to do? So you have to try to think of, obviously, effective reinforcers, but also there's ways of getting kids to comply with things by even the order in which you do things. A lot of times they're asking for things. Mom, can I have this? Mom, can I have that? They're demanding, right?
Right.
I will a lot of times say to my child, yeah, you can have that as soon as you finish your homework.
Yeah.
And then, oh, cool, then they're going to go do it. But also when it comes to teaching compliance, you'll want to start in the home setting probably and get compliance really good there, and then start working out into the community, because there's going to need to be compliance with safety issues.
Yeah.
If your child's the type that runs out into the street, for example, and you have no control over them, you're going to end up either one of those parents with a leash on your child, or you're going to need to work on compliance, get it in the home, and then move it out to the different settings.
Because it is harder when you're outside the home.
Yeah.
And maybe in a minute we can talk about some strategies for moving once you, because a lot of parents say, they're fine at home, and then I go out in public and it all kind of erodes to a pile of poo.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe we can talk about that in a minute. But key being that we have to make it worth their while.
Yeah, and I would say two other key things is don't have them doing something they really prefer right when you give the compliance instruction.
Okay.
Not a good idea, because how are you going to get them to transition from that? You're just setting yourself up for failure. And another key one is start with compliance instructions that are highly probable the child will respond to, and then become more difficult over time.
Okay.
So things they're more likely to respond to, get that really good and solid, and then reinforce, and then pretty soon this is, oh cool, when I do stuff I get reinforcement.